Big salute to all my folks that got it locked in right now. We have a special show today. We're going to get the one and only Lysa Harrington on the line with the one and only DJ Kidd Kidd, yours truly. First of all, I'd say welcome, everyone. Thank you for taking time out to support this worthwhile event. I am DJ Kidd Kidd, and I am here with Lysa Harrington to provide a little entertainment on behalf of the Tobacco Free Living Campaign. The Louisiana Campaign for Tobacco Free Living houses initiatives like Next Era, a youth anti-tobacco advocacy movement. Quit with Us, Louisiana and Healthier Air for All, which helps musicians like Lysa, who works to entertain you in healthy smoke-free venues. We're excited to be here with them and you, so let's get started. Hello, Miss Lysa Harrington. How are you today?
They don't know who Lysa Harrington is. They just know Sweet Lysa or Lysa Baby. Hey?
That's right. That's right.
What's going on, man? It's been a minute.
Oh,
it's
yes.
So good to hear from you. And, oh, man, I love you guys out there. And y'all love me so much that I got nothing but love for y'all. Nothing but love. Nothing but love.
Well, you know, that's how it is. We got to show love like that, man. You're a wonderful artist. Could you kind of talk to us today a little bit about how are things going in your career as a singer, a musician, entertainer?
Man, you know, everything is going good. I've always got to give credit and give honor to God first and foremost with anything that I do, and He continues to bless me. And the Love and Life song is just moving through the country just so positively, and it's been a positive message, especially what we've been through as we're coming out of Corona. And even while we were in Corona, people used the song to stay motivated through all the crises that they went through. And so it has just helped to elevate me to another level. But it's just a blessing to be able to be at all these events and, to perform and to meet and to interact. And so everything's going well with me right now. I can't even complain. I am working on a new, it should be an LP. My last CD had about 14 songs on it. My next CD will be probably about 7, and we should drop that around October. So it should be coming soon. Really excited about that product. You know, the MOHITZ'S family, you know how we do that, Roy Anthony. All you got to do is order up some hits, and he going to give it to you. So,
absolutely, man. I got to say,
career is great.
I have to say kudos to you, for holding it together during the pandemic and all. And that was great, and it's good to hear that. So we're going to definitely get into things today. I would like for you to just hold tight for me while I drop one of your tracks right now for the listeners out there before we get into it.
Okay.
You know, life will sure take you through ups and downs, but you have to take the bitter with the sweet. You see, I've had my share of heartaches and pain, but I'm blessed to say that I'm still standing here strong. I've learned to find a lesson and happiness in every situation. My mama always told me, everything that looks good to you is not always good for you. Now, one more thing. Before you try to love someone, make sure you love yourself. I sure love me some me. And I'm loving life. Now I'm loving life. And I'm feeling good about myself. In control of my whole world. And I learned just how to love myself. And now I'm loving life. And I feel so good about myself. All my tears have turned You see the smile up on my face. To protect my heart. 'Cause I'm so happy. Now I'm living my life. See, I appreciate me. I ain't perfect, but love me in spite of my flaws. What you see is what you get. I love me from where I came from. And the best of my life have just begun.
Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the queen in the building today, the one and only Sweet Lysa. Yes, indeed. We're talking about that Louisiana campaign for tobacco-free living, y'all. It's the Louisiana campaign for tobacco-free living houses initiatives like Nexera or a youth anti-tobacco advocacy movement. Quit with us, Louisiana and healthier air for all, which helps be musicians like Lysa and myself too, who works to entertain you in healthy smoke-free venues. That's what it's all about, baby. Smoke-free venues. In the building right now, I have the one and only Sweet Lysa, the queen in the house. So, Lysa, how do you feel about performing in smoke-free gigs versus non-smoking gigs?
If it's a smoke-free gig, I'll stay and party with you all night long. If it is a smoke gig, which, thank God, knock on wood, I would say 98% of my shows in the last 2 years are smoke-free. But if, in fact, there is a smoke event, which I haven't been to many, I will stay in my car until it's time for me to hit the stage. I'll hit the stage, and I'll be back in my car, and I'm gone. I physically can't stand there. My body even take it anymore. Now, oddly, when I was a child, my mother smoked, and she paid a dear price for smoking too. Her right leg from the thigh down was amputated because it impacted the circulation. Smoking does that. And so, but when I was a kid, she smoked all the time. And when I went to college, and when I came back, I couldn't be in the house because my body had became so, used to not being around smoke. Smoke just makes me sick. Even outside, I can't stand too close to you smoking a cigarette outside. So it impacts my throat. It impacts everything. So I love the smoke-free environment. Love it, 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 love it. And I'm looking, for the sake of people's health. Everybody does some things that are unhealthy. But just because you want to do something unhealthy to your body, I shouldn't have to be forced to do it to my body in a public place. Now, if I'm in your house and if I'm in your car, if I want to ride and you decide to smoke, then at that point, that's at my risk. But in a public place, it should be a place where everybody can go and enjoy it at the level that they want to enjoy it without having to consume something they don't want to consume. So that's my biggest thing when it comes to smoking and non-smoking.
I understand that 100%, man, because if you're there to perform and display your talents, you shouldn't be forced to have to take on the secondhand smoke from others, from anyone. So, and being that you know firsthand what secondhand smoke could do, you based on what you've witnessed, hey, one would understand, that, hey, secondhand smoke, I don't like it. I don't want to be around it. And, I prefer to stay safe, keep my body safe, and
it just, the smell of it just, people don't, and they smoke all the time. They don't realize smoking is just, it has a smell, and then I got to throw this out there, but there may be this fine somebody you want to date, and they may be a non-smoker. And they may tell you, they're not going to tell you, but they're not going to date you. Most non-smokers don't date. So there's some whiffums, like what's in it for you not to smoke? I could go on all day long. When they called me up and said, Lisa, you want to speak about that? Oh, yes. Because smoking is just so unhealthy and so unappealing.
Yeah, all that. Your teeth. The smell that you don't smell anymore because you're a smoker, so you don't smell the fact that you smell. You done sprayed this cologne, perfume, or whatever on your body thinking that you're covering it up when, in all reality, you're not. It's lingering. It's following you. And you're possibly causing other folks to inhale this stuff, along with the stinky cologne. It's bad. So.
Oh yeah, and then we set the wrong, example, in a sense for our children because they think it's cool or, I want to light up a cigarette like my mom, my dad, or whatever. So, we just got to be careful. And if we do smoke, if I were a smoker, I never smoked. But if I were a smoker and I picked up that habit, I would constantly tell my children, Mama does this, but it's not right. Don't do it. And then they're going to say, well, Mama, why did you do it? Well, when Mama was a kid, she got peer pressure. She smoked on it and then created a habit. So let me tell you what not to do. And that's what we have to do as parents. We have to be able to admit our faults to our children. That doesn't mean that we're not the mama, because I tell my kids all the time, I'm still the mama. However, don't make the same mistakes as me. And I just think smoking is just not a good idea. And I would be a parent to tell my kids, just because I smoke, please don't smoke. I want you to be healthy. So it just is not the way of life across the board. The smoking of the cigarette is just not good. Not at all.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100% on that, especially making sure the kids understand, because they may not see you smoke. They may see somebody else smoke, so that's where, I got to agree with you on the peer pressure thing. You got to let them know that, hey, that's wrong. You don't do that. It doesn't matter if you saw such and such do it. That is wrong. And they're going to remember that. They're going to understand that my mama said it, my daddy said it. It's wrong. I'm not going to do it because it's very unhealthy. So.
Yeah. But again, I don't think enough of our parents, enough parents tell their children, I'm smoking. And then just, you got to be, the more transparent you are, acknowledging, again, it does not take away who you are as a parent. You are the mama. You are the daddy. You have that. That's yours. And your children will respect you even more when you can be transparent, because I believe nowadays it's not, don't get me wrong, I'm with my children and all of that, but you need to influence your children to greatness. And transparency is part of that. Mama did this, but don't do this. I've lived this life this way, so you don't have to go through it. So let me carry these burdens. No, don't do this, do that. I've set my daughter up for success. We have to set our children up for success and do some purposeful things, getting them through school, making sure their credit is right, and making sure they make healthy choices when it comes to their body. And that's just critical. And smoking is, like I say, I'm so glad that I never picked up that habit. I've never smoked in my life. My mom smoked for, probably 60 years. And the doctor told her in April of one year, probably about 5 years ago, and it might have been 6 because I can't remember, and told her that she needed to stop smoking. Well, at that time, that leg was already, and that foot was already beginning to get numb. Mm-hmm. And it was just too late. Now she's doing well, and everything is good, but, I'll be the first to say my mother lost her leg from complications of smoking because it clogged up her arteries. Mm-hmm. And the blood no longer flowed to her right leg. But people are willing to take those risks instead of finding them a program to stop smoking. I know you're going to be a little weight gain, all them other things, but there's, processes out there that you can solve that, but you can't grow back what has to get cut off. Now, you can buy a limb, but you can't grow another limb.
Right.
So, the throat cancers, all of those things, the teeth, all of those things. It's just about being healthy.
Exactly. We can go on and on about all the reasons why you shouldn't. Folks need to understand that breathing secondhand smoke from cigarettes, other tobacco products, and yes, even vapes have immediate harmful effects on health. Smoke-free air is healthy air for all, and they need to understand that.
Yeah.
So
here's the thing that I feel. So I'm gonna jump on. So we've talked about why we should do it. Like, the thing is why don't we do it? Where's the plan to execute? And a lot of establishments are in fear of putting in a smoke-free environment that they may lose their business. and they think by staying smoked, that they can draw more people. But people got to go to work every day. They're not going to stop coming because they go to work and don't smoke. It's been non-smoking in work environments for years, at least 50-something, because they've never smoked, since I've been working. So there's no smoking in any work environment, So you have to go outside to smoke when you go to work. So they can go outside to smoke. All you got to do, and you'll be surprised, set up some patio areas on the outside. That will also make your establishment a little bit bigger, because you will find, because people like to smoke so much, they may stay outside more. And now you got an outside patio thing, which also gives you more space inside of your club. You have increased your capacity because now you got a beautiful patio area for your smokers who may feel, dang, I'm a chain smoker, so I'm going to be out here all night. Well, play some music out there, have maybe a small bar out there where people can get their drinks, and it will probably increase your business opposed to decreasing your business, because you'll have a place for the smokers and your non-smokers will want to come. So although you're just smoking, you're focused on one type of customer, you need to focus on how do you get all customers. That's smoking and non.
Exactly. I think they need to get past the thoughts of them losing money.
They're going to gain.
Because really you're going to gain, because right now, if you're not protecting folks who do not smoke, don't care to inhale secondhand smoke, if you're not doing that right now, then you're really not getting everybody out there. Mm-hmm. So the moment you make the adjustments that you just spoke about, like having a designated smoke areas for the smokers, we still want to urge them to quit smoking, but for those who are not quite ready, you have a designated area for them to smoke. And now those who weren't attending your venues or your establishment feel good about coming because the air is clean. They don't have to worry about the secondhand smoke and stuff, And so I agree with you 100% that they'll make more money. They'll get more business, if
reputation, everything.
Yeah,
it'll clean up your establishment. It'll be fresher, And sometimes the owners have been in there so long they don't even know how stale the place smells because they've been smelling it, for the longest. But clean up the walls. I mean, everything. Smoking, just like it looks on your walls, it's how it looks on your lungs.
Right. And
there are some people that said, I'm 70 years old, I've been smoking all my life. Okay.
Yeah, I've heard that before. I've heard that many times, matter of fact. But, you're right about that. For the establishment, even if they're not a smoker, they might as well be if you're allowing smoking in your building, because you've been inhaling all the secondhand smoke for who knows how long, and now you don't smell it anymore because it's in your system now. But hey, y'all clean that stuff up, clean your walls, clean your airs, do what you need to do, and make designated smoke areas, and it'll be better for you, more business, that's for sure. So if money is the issue, losing business is the issue on why you don't want to go ahead with smoke-free environments in these venues, place of business, period, then hey, you're losing really, because there's a lot of folks who want to attend your venue that are not attending because of the smoke. So you got to think about that. I appreciate you, Lysa. Could you hold tight for me? We're going to be right back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to drop one of your newest joints I got right here. Let's see. It's called Feel Good.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop that on them.
Feel good. Come on.
Lysa. Let's go. You know you really feel good all over.
Yes, indeed. Feel good, baby.
Feel good all over. I'm sitting here thinking what I'm going to title my next CD. I don't know. What do you think? What should I title it? Any thoughts?
I'm not really sure, but I can tell you one thing. Whatever you come up with, it's because you always come up with some, that Thundercat had me. I'm telling you, you always come up with some great ones.
No, some crazy stuff. Thundercat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one. Yeah, I got
Sweet Nookie. I'm talking about from, Woman.
Yeah.
Woman's Touch. I love that. I still run that,
And my girls, I never did do that Thundercat pageant out there. I need to come out there and do that, man. I got to do that Thundercat pageant. Because remember, ladies, a Thundercat is a woman that looks a minimum of 10 years younger than what she is. And she don't chase the young man unlike a cougar. They chase her. Meow.
That is awesome right there. That is awesome.
Yeah.
That gave him
And guess what?
Yes?
Most of the time, a Thundercat is a non-smoker. I'm going to have to start doing
All right.
See that. You can't stay looking good and young, teeth white, you know what I'm saying? Able to exercise, all that good stuff. Because you got to stay in shape now.
Absolutely.
Stay in shape.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. You can't be running out of air and all this stuff. Yeah, breathing all fast when you shouldn't be.
That is so true.
It is definitely true. Lisa, can you talk to us a little bit about how the impact of COVID and the loss of gigs affected you?
For me, it was a little bit different because I was part of COVID at the very beginning. I got COVID. My birthday was February 25th, and I caught it down in New Orleans, and I became sick because it takes a few days in the incubation stat, and I got sick around the 10th, March 10th, and I stayed sick for 14 days up until the 24th. I was in the hospital from the 16th through the 25th or 26th or whatever. And so, at first I was scared of it. And then I just kind of, when I got upstairs, when they put me in the room, one of the guys came in, he was checking my IV, and he says to me, I says, no, I'm fine. Everything's okay. He says, all right, well, good luck. God bless you. I'm like, oh, am I dying? So I was so sick, though. I can remember just laying there. I was so sick I couldn't move. Thank God I didn't get on the ventilator. But all the stuff was new. Everything was new. Nobody knew anything, what was going on. Everything was still up in the air. Matter of fact, I was out of the hospital before I got my positive test, and they were just treating me for pneumonia. But make a long story short, I just laid in the bed and had a conversation with God, made sure all my transgressions was fine, and I just moved on and figured, this is what it is. But I knew that my body was strong, and the only reason why it hit me so bad is because I had taken a cortisone shot because I was on the show, the Blues Are Right tour, and I had to get my vocals right, and that shot just made me very vulnerable to the virus. But what the virus did for me, allowing me to get it early, because remember in my song Love and Life says, every situation that happens to me, I look for the goodness in it. So I thank God that I got corona early and got through it, so I didn't have to live in fear throughout this whole process. Yeah, I wore my mask to protect others. I was all into that process. But I was just excited that I understood the disease and my body was able to fight it, and I had the antibodies. Saying all of that, people were booking me to come to their houses to sing the song Love and Life. And that's what I said at the beginning of the show, is that the song is just spreading like wildfires. And so I would go, the first lady that I sang for, she was an elderly lady. She had got out of the hospital. Her children called me up and said, please, please, please. This was in August. And I'm thinking, I don't go to people's houses to sing. But God spoke to me in my spirit and said, this song is blessing people. You got to go out there and you got to share it. So I went and performed the song for her lady on a patio, about 20 other people. They paid me. And the lady passed away 2 weeks later. So it made me feel good that I was able to provide that last whatever she wanted, and that she wanted the song, and that I was able to be there in her last moments, not knowing that was her last. And from there, people booked me. I had so many events in people's backyards on karaoke machines and interacting with people. And because I had already had the virus, I felt comfortable enough to be out there. So that's my experience. I know everybody else's experience with COVID is so different. My heart goes out to all of those people who lost family members. And, people have lost a lot of things. But I also know that, I'm a firm believer that God gets the glory out of everything. There was a lot of loss, but there also was a lot of gain. People started up a lot of new businesses. It made people do things different. And when they did things different, they found that there was some financial gain in it. I know a lot of my friends started new businesses. So I can also talk about what COVID did, but I can also talk about what people did to combat COVID and not let COVID take over their lives. There were a lot of artists that did suffer during this time when it came from COVID. Again, it didn't hit me as much because people still booked me for some small events. And I'm also blessed to have another job. So, truly blessed in that area. It was an experience. It was tough for many. But as a people, we're going to rise up. And as my song said, you know what? This is the year that no matter how hard we fall, 2021 is our year. And we're going to get back up and make this thing happen. So that's my experience with COVID.
Well, that is awesome. And hearing you tell your story and sharing it with me and the audience that's listening right now, man, it's phenomenal. There's a lot of stories out there.
Oh yeah.
COVID. There's a lot, but I just want you to know we appreciate you sharing your story. And man, you're a very strong woman. Let me tell you that right now. You're very strong. I can tell. God is definitely in control in your life because you seem like a woman that's just full of faith and. Man, I'm amazed. So I want to say thank you for sharing that with us and the audience.
And there's a balance with me too. I'm not religious. I just love God, and I love to watch Him move. I have a great time. I like to party. I'm sexy classy. I tell him in every show I'm sexy classy. Sometimes nasty, but I'm always His. I'm gonna sing Sweet Nookie. I'm gonna sing all my songs. You know what? Because God created it. He created all of me. And I know who I am and whose I am and all of that. I like to have a great time, but there's a balance for everything. But everything I have comes from Him. I give Him all the glory. And He gives it to me to be a blessing to others. And so that's why during the COVID, I understood what I needed to do. And I just thank God for my journey. And people need to understand that your journey is your journey. And things that happen along the way are necessary to make you the person that you are. Every nook and cranny, every opportunity, everything that happened, it made you the person that you are and gave you the experiences so that you develop some skills that you can help other people overcome. God just don't bless us just to be blessing us. He blesses us to be a blessing. And if you keep your hand closed, you'll never receive again.
I know that.
You got to be able to help, and that's what we have to do. We got to help each other all the time. So, I'm just really, happy. No, I don't have everything I want. That's like my song, Love and Life. I relive that song every day. Giving myself positive affirmation on who I am and talking it through. There are lots of things that I still want, but I'm very blessed what I do have. And I have a lot. So I'm here to be a blessing and just excited that you guys thought enough. Anytime somebody wants to see me or hear from me, I'm just in awe and blessed that the radio station reached out to me to be on the show with you. I don't take that lightly. I'm very, very excited and grateful that you guys reached out to me. There are a lot of artists out there that you could have talked to, and you talked to me, which is funny, though. I'm a big non-smoker. If you ask my mother, ever since I came back from college, no mother. So my house almost became smoke-free, and people tiptoe around me when they come with cigarettes. So it was so funny when she called and said, "Can you do it?" Can I? Oh, man, I'm a walking billboard for non-smoking. So everything works out like it should, and I'm just very, very appreciative you guys reached out to me.
Well, we're definitely happy and honored to be talking to you, especially a woman who makes music that touches everybody. I mean, when you talk about that song, Love and Life, man,
Yeah,
as a DJ and going out and playing the tune and looking at the way the audience reacts to it and sing the song word for word, I can
yeah,
turn it off and they'll finish it, you know.
yeah.
That, man, that's music from the soul.
It
And
is.
I'm gonna tell you, if I don't get nothing out of the conversation that we're having here today, one thing I know, you real. You keep it 100.
Oh
You
yeah,
speak your mind, and I am definitely loving
yeah,
that. So,
yeah.
you know, I hope you don't mind, but on this note right here, you brought that Nook It thing song up, and it's just been tapping in my brain. So
Come on now.
I'm gonna play it right quick, and then we're
Let's
gonna jump
hear it.
right back in it. Okay?
Okay. All
All right.
right. Cool.
So sweet, 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 sweet. Sweet Lisa, sweet Lisa. Ooh, so sweet, so sweet. I got your sweet, sweet, sweet making loving. And I give it all to you, baby. I got your sweet, sweet, sweet making loving. And I give it all to you, baby. I know why you keep on calling me. 'Cause I got that nook that always puts you down to sleep. And the things you do always gets the best of me. Just keep on loving like you do. And I will always be your bedroom toy, your superwoman boy, and your freak in the sheets, but a lady in the street. Every day I'll give it to you right, morning, noon, and night. More than your weekend love. We don't have to keep it undercut. I got your sweet, sweet, sweet making loving. And I give it all to you, baby. I got your sweet, sweet, sweet making loving. And I give it all to you, baby. No one can love you like I do. I know where to touch to light that fire inside of you. And I love it when you moan my name. Oh, boy. As I rub you down, kiss you all over. Like you want me to. Your bedroom toy. Your superwoman boy. I'll be your freak in the sheets. But a lady in the street. Every day I'll give it to you morning, noon, and night. I'm more than a secret love. Oh, I know it's good to you. And I give it all to you, baby. I got you sweet, sweet, sweet. It's just so good to me. And I give it all to you, baby. Oh, my baby.
Oh, baby, baby, baby. Man, that sweet Nookie love. Back in here with my girl, Lisa Harrington.
And you know that song. I remember when Roy wrote that song for me. He says, "Lisa, I got a hit for you."
I bet he did.
I was in Dallas working,
I bet
and
he did.
man, that doggone Roy. And I knew that song would be a hit because he wrote the first verse,
Hmm.
and I wrote the second verse. So when you got a song that's written by a man and a woman, it's gonna touch everybody. You know what I'm saying? The first verse is gonna touch, you know, and then the second verse is gonna touch. So it gets to everybody because it's written by, you know, a man and a woman. So yeah, he's so talented though. That Roy Anthony.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
I'm probably his number one fan, and I can be on stage with him, and then I get off and watch him. I become a fan, from performer with him to a fan. He's just so amazing.
Yeah, he is awesome. That was that balance in that song to have a man and a woman on that thing right there.
And to be honest with you, most of my songs, we write them together. Now he does all the tracks. Any music that you heard come from me, Roy has produced it all from beginning to end. Just amazing. He puts all of himself in a song, and he gives is everything. I mean, he wants 100%. You know, some people, let's say some people, they're performing themselves too. They're afraid to give you a better song than them because they think you may go further. Oh no, he gonna make every song he put out, it's gonna be a hit, whether it's his or somebody else's. He gonna put his foot in it, and that's what I like about him. He gives a whole lot. You know, people don't know this about him, but I'm gonna always tell it because I believe in giving people their flowers and their credit while they're alive. Because you notice when people pass away, everybody want to say how great they are. Well, I want everybody to know how great Roy Anthony is and how he really gives to people that he helps. He's really good to people.
That's awesome. He is an awesome guy. I love his music. I love his work. And I also love the fact that I got you here with me, and we giving the listeners out there these jewels
Yeah.
about, the secondhand smoke, and and they should know about that. And one of the
sure.
things that they definitely need to know is breathing 30 minutes of secondhand smoke has the same effect as smoking a cigarette yourself. 100% smoke-free environments are the only way to eliminate the dangers of secondhand smoke exposure. We got to get folks to understand that because, we want to go out and perform. Myself as a DJ and you as
Yep.
as an artist.
Correct.
You want to be able to go in venues where you don't have to inhale secondhand smoke. So, you know, my question to you at this point:
Hmm.
Do did you have problems singing in smoking gigs, like with your throat or maybe your
Oh yeah,
eyes?
for sure. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's bad. It really is bad. All of that. Your throat feels itchy, irritable. Because you got your mouth open and you're inhaling. You're not when you're singing. You take if you hear somebody sing. This is what I don't think they understand. A lot of people don't understand singers, even when it comes to setting the mics and stuff. It's different. Just like when you sing, you have to take a deep breath in because you want to be able to sing that whole phrase with one breath, or you need to be able to hold a note. If just like if you sing the song "Maze," before I let go, you have that long note that sing that, man, you gotta have a deep breath.
Right.
Now, if you taking a big deep breath, that's a whole bunch of smoke,
Right.
and that would irritate your throat. So yeah, it's definitely an irritant to performers. Anybody that's in that business, and then you know what? Beyond us, even the bartenders and the waitresses and anybody that's working in a club should not have to be subjected to the smoke. It's just not fair. It's just really not fair.
Absolutely.
And I think, everybody should jump with that, just like we spoke earlier, that it is not it will not kill your money, because actually it will increase your money because the place will be a place for everybody, not just your non-smokers, but not just your smokers, but your non-smokers too.
Correct.
So you need to create an environment that's inclusive for everybody.
Right.
Because if you are a smoking establishment, you are telling non-smokers that you don't care about them. That's exactly what you're telling them.
That's not the message you want to send either.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
Nope.
all you're doing is you losing out because
Correct.
you gain more if you fix this situation.
Exactly.
And clean your place up, and create a non-smoking environment. That way, everybody will feel comfortable about coming out. And as far as the smokers, when they come, just have a designated area for them to go and do their smoking. It's just that simple.
And all it tells us, the smokers, is that you're going to be fair and consistent, and they would want the same thing if there was something that they were passionate about. You just have to create an environment that's inclusive. It can't be focused on one group or the other. That's if you're a great establishment that wants to provide exceptional customer service at all times. And those are the establishments that will stand the test of time no matter what's going on. And these times are not changing. We are going to be challenged more and more over the next few years. We don't know this pandemic was different. So now we got to be prepared. We got to get our mind, body, soul, finances, and establishment and businesses all ready for whatever comes next. Because we don't know what's on the horizon.
Right.
We want to be prepared. So you want to make sure you build up your foundation, your people that follow you. You want the people that support your business to be different. You don't just want one type, because that type could go away. But if you got every type of customers coming to you, then you're going to be very successful. So
Absolutely.
I definitely believe that you need to have an inclusive environment when it comes to your establishment for everything.
Absolutely. You said that so well. Well, it's been great. I want to take this time out to say thank you so very much for joining us and talking to the folks, the listeners out there, and sharing with them your point of view and how you feel as an entertainer entering places where they don't have anything in place to protect folks who do not smoke. You know,
Yeah.
you're a non-smoker, and you should not, or anyone else who's in an entertainment business should not have to deal with this secondhand smoke. So, man, I thank you so much. You dropped some jewels today. You shared a little bit of this, a little bit of that with us, and man, I'm telling you, it was a blessing. Your boy DJ Kidd is just, I'm pumped up right now, and I'm sure a lot of your fans are listening right now, and I'm sure they're fired up. So, man, I just got to say thank you so much for coming in and giving us your time today. We appreciate you.
My pleasure. Like, truly my pleasure. DJ Kidd, it's always a pleasure. You've been rocking with me from the very beginning. First few times I hit a big stage, you did my music, so I never forget that. You've been on point, and so I really appreciate you guys. I want to thank everybody there, the radio station, for supporting me and continuing to play my music. You know, DJ Fab and the program director there. You know, I'm horrible with names. I see his face right now. I got a picture of him. Tell me his name so I can call it out, please.
Mike?
No, the other gentleman.
Oh, you're talking about Howard.
Howard, yes. I don't know why I could forget his name. I saw Howard the other day, but just all of you guys have just been so fabulous and supporting in my career, and I can only just say thank you. And anytime y'all need me, you know, I'm just a phone call away because we're on the same page.
Absolutely.
Lisa's in the house, y'all.
Thank you so much, Lisa. We appreciate you.
Okay.
Take care.
All right, you take care too. Bye-bye.